Hello, everybody. My name is Jason Stallings, and you are listening to audio commentary on my artwork. First of all, I want to thank you for visiting and listening on my channel. If you'd like to like and share and subscribe, and get updated on what I'm doing and what I'm talking about with my art. I'll also be covering other art-related topics besides my own work in the future. In any case, today I'm going to talk about a painting that actually started in about 2010 and kind of took some time off from and finished roughly about 2016. And this one, because I started it and I was trying to push into mixing, I guess, the early phases of me mixing figurative and abstract work together, and I was trying to kind of find a happy medium between the two. I was also drawing some influence from Alex Grey pretty heavily, and Musical Tool, things like that. But this one really, in a very loose sense, was me trying to explore awareness of my surroundings connected to my, longing to be connected with the environment around me, be connected with nature, and kind of being conscious and really getting into meditation, which is something that I do occasionally practice. This one is currently in a collection of a really good house, a really good home, and really proud of this one. So this one, I think, really the point where I kind of found that I felt like this was resolved was when I chose to kind of paint over the rendering of the face and the head, whereas I originally had it much more detailed, much more kind of fleshed out as far as the face. But once I kind of explored this idea of, do I feel connected with the world around me? And, if you remove the identity of that face, what does that say about the person, how they feel as far as being connected to the world around them? And I also obscured the lower half of the body a bit, so that turned what was initially kind of an awkward looking painting into something that was really interesting. But there are symbolism of like cathode ray tube, like old CRT TVs, flowers. There's the crown of the chakra and different energy points in the body. Growing up around kind of a mix of Eastern and Western philosophical influences, I quite literally kind of got the influence from this painting just from my upbringing, somewhat direct and somewhat indirect ways. This also included a somewhat soft and warm color palette. But this is kind of an example of a painting that began, I wasn't quite sure where it was going, and I took a second look at it years later, and one or two real simple changes really elevated and resolved the painting and made it something really special and interesting. And to this day, it's a painting that I really find interesting. And ultimately I named it Presence. I kind of took the name a little bit from the Led Zeppelin album title, Presence, but I kind of took the idea of that phrase and applied it to the state of mind that I was getting influence from personally, and how that influenced from this piece. It's kind of odd, like some of the paintings I do, the emotions I'm feeling are very directly influenced on the painting. Sometimes they're not necessarily directly related to it, but I just kind of like to go with the flow with that and see where the painting takes me. But in this case, whether intentionally or unintentionally, everything is very literal narrative and somewhat autobiographical in nature, though I would say that the symbolism is vague enough where it's not telling a specific story about me, what's going on, but kind of where I was at mentally and emotionally at kind of two different points in my life, which are separated from by about maybe 5 or 6 years. So this painting is really all about representing emotional energy and psychological energy and how that can manifest into physical ways, because in a lot of ways that's very true. It's definitely been for me. In any case, it's really more about having self-awareness and awareness of the energy you have in the world and where that takes you. So it's a really good painting. Glad I got to talk to you about it. If you're interested in getting a commission of a piece similar to this, I'm always open to it. I sometimes go back and forth to this kind of semi-metaphysical representation, though I wouldn't say I know enough about it to get too deep into it beyond just what I've done so far with this painting. But it turned out to be kind of an interesting mix of surrealism and spirituality, which isn't necessarily common in my art, but it is very common in art history, and that's something I wanted to explore. In any case, thanks for listening. If you were interested in looking at my art or purchasing a piece or a commission or a print or whatever, please visit www.jason-stallings.com, and I'll see you soon.